world of helicopters isn't quite as diverse as that of tanks, but it certainly has its own starring cast. By no means least among them is the legendary Mi-24, also known as the Crocodile and of course the Hind, as it is known by its NATO classification. From its first flight in September 1969 and right up until production ceased in 1991, 3,500 units were manufactured, which were also actively exported all over the world. In August 1978, the Czechoslovak armed forces obtained their first Mi-24. In their first batch, there were 38 vehicles of the D modification and 2 training vehicles of the U modification. The D modification is an intermediate step between version B and V. The helicopter inherited the Phalange PV ATGM from the B version, since the weapon system for the Sturm V ATGM, which should have been installed on the Mi-24V, was still in development. In War Thunder, the Mi-24D can be found in the branch of premium helicopters for the USSR, and it bears the insignia of the Czechoslovak Air Force. If you compare it to the upgraded modifications, it has an almost identical BR to the Mi-24-8, but with a broader range of weaponry. It is also equipped with active missile defense system, which drastically improve its survivability. But before we go into that, armament. There's plenty to choose from in this department. ATGMs, unique high-caliber rockets, unguided rocket launchers, gun pods, and even 250 or 500-kilogram bombs. All these can be added in different combinations. In addition to its suspended armaments, it has a nose-mounted turret with a rapid-firing 4-barreled 12.7mm machine gun. In other words, it has weaponry for engaging at any distance, for any mission, and to suit your own style of play. Flight characteristics. The Crocodile goes like the wind. Despite its size and apparent ungainliness, the Mi-24D is capable of reaching an impressive 335 km per hour and even squeeze out a little more. But at that point you need to be precise in maneuvering it. When flying at very low altitudes, it can easily catch opponents by surprise and then quickly escape their line of sight and get out of range of anti-aircraft weaponry. Survivability. Good. Its best protected part is its cockpit. To protect the crew, there is 8mm armor around the gunner, 4mm armor lining the sides of the entire cockpit, and 55mm armored glass in the front. In addition, there are 4mm armor plates in the area of the engines and transmission. The lower and rear parts of the vehicle are protected by fuel tanks. Generally speaking, the large, bulky fuselage does a good job of withstanding machine gun fire. The main thing is not to expose yourself to autocannon fire. As far as the active missile defense system are concerned, the helicopter is equipped with IRCM and is capable of firing flare and chaff countermeasures. The system will warn you of any laser targeting long before any unwelcome gifts arrive. Use in battle. The Mi-24D is a typical universal aircraft and is capable both of making long-range attacks and operating directly on the front line. You can therefore choose several tactical uses for it and also mix and match them. If you prefer battling at a distance, then you have at your disposal 4 Phalange PV ATGMs with a range of up to 4 kilometers. If you aren't concerned about aircraft or ATGMs, you can open fire from altitude, but we recommend staying closer to the ground and changing position more frequently. If you prefer more aggressive tactics or to make a sortie right from the start of a battle, then take 4 containers of S5Ks with 150mm of penetration. You can operate using strafing or from medium altitudes. It all just depends on the circumstances and the terrain. If you come to realize that exiting from an attack is dangerous in circumstances where there isn't any even terrain or where heavy return fire is anticipated, then there is no point taking the risk and ending up making a kill-for-kill trade, especially bearing in mind the helicopter's ample armor capacity. You are better off firing from a more or less safe distance, then turning around and making another couple of passes. The most important rule is to try and turn away from the main field of battle after exiting an attack, so that you don't draw all enemy fire along your withdrawal path. The 4 S-24 rockets are just as good for close combat. They are capable of piercing 64mm mm armor, and they deliver 25 kg of explosives. With sufficient accuracy, they should just need one hit on target, but in order to take off with them, you'll have to save up some SP. The 23 mm caliber gun pods are more suitable for hunting your opponent's helicopters and lightly armored ground forces. Their armor capacity is poor, and their rate of fire is very high, so it is best to use them in short bursts. And don't forget to set them to a separate button, since the nose turret follows the mouse cursor, and you won't be able to fire all the barrels at once with any great accuracy. Here is the tip. When taking off at the start of a battle, go on the attack in a wide arc, so that you end up on the flank or in the rear. While you are approaching your opponents, they will already have had time to disperse and engage in the fighting, so it'll be easier for you to find lone targets and a suitable direction for your attack. Bombs, however, are the choice of those who prefer a highly complex challenge. You won't be able to drop them from altitude, you'll have to be flying low, and you'll need to set the fuse timer to 2 seconds, so that you don't fall victim to your own bombing. Working out when exactly to drop the bombs takes some skill too. In addition, you'll need to mark your target in advance, and if you maneuver the chopper too much, the attack will miss. Bombs can be used in tandem with unguided rockets, so if you don't manage to hit your target with rockets, you can still drop them a little flow-up gift as you pass. Your opponent definitely won't be expecting that. In conclusion, the Mi-24D is a well-balanced chopper. It is moderately dangerous, offers moderate survivability, and is capable of handling any task on the battlefield. The main thing is to stay out of the thick of things and not expose yourself to autocannon fire. Read more about the Mi-24D on the War Thunder Wiki, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel.